Welcome back to Vox Terra. Sometimes small flaws or the saying the devil's in the detail is really what it's all about or what it all comes down to. So to that end, I want to talk about focus on one of the small flaws in our capitalist system that I believe is responsible, and maybe it's a correctable flaw, but it's responsible for why our consumer capitalist system is pumping our earth full of greenhouse gases. Those are heat trapping gases, and carcinogens, cancer causers, endocrine disruptors, neurotoxins, air pollution. That small flaw is a term economists call market externalities. Market externalities are the descriptive term for why it seems cheaper to go with disposable products, why it seems cheaper to go with top pesticide toxic laden foods, why it seems cheaper to go with burning tons of fossil fuels and running nuclear power plants than it does using reusable, organic, renewable. And you need to know and understand and be able to articulate that simple flaw if you want to stick up for any environmental policy, be it giant and grand like the Green New Deal, or something smaller like having a 5-cent return for a disposable bottle, or even a hazardous waste pickup. Understanding how this simple market principle is responsible for, in my opinion, driving our planet into the ground. So here, a definition of market externalities from Investopedia. Market externalities. An externality is a cost caused by a producer that is not incurred by that producer. The cost can be private, to an individual, or social, affecting the society as a whole. Externalities are generally environmental, such as natural resources or public health. In other words, the true cost of the product is pushed onto the public at large. When you buy that product, you're not paying for all the environmental devastation entailed in that product. Well, let's look at some examples from your own life or your own surroundings that you can cite to people in conversation. Think about when you go out for a stroll and maybe you're in a suburb and you see a lawn pesticide warning sign. In other words, somebody just put an application of lawn pesticides and herbicides on the lawn, and now there's a warning saying keep kids and dogs off of there because these are carcinogenic products. So here, the cost of the actual cost of having a chemically laden lawn that is now going to be free from non-grass plants, in my opinion, for a strange reason. I really don't know why you wouldn't want non-grass plants in there, but the cost of that lawn pesticide application doesn't include the additional cancers. Or think about every time if you're driving an internal combustion engine, you turn on that gas, and then many people maybe just sit in their car checking their phone messages, running the engine for reasons I can't quite relate to because I would shut mine off. But they're running that engine, just simply pumping the earth, the nearby air full of auto exhaust, which I've shown you in another video, contains benzene, particulate matter, and other air pollutants, including greenhouse gases. So again, that auto exhaust is contributing more carcinogens and more health problems to humanity as well as greenhouse gases. But that's not factored into the price of that gasoline. Well, let's say you and I want to open up a restaurant. And I say, it'd be nice if we could hire a dishwasher instead of using these here disposable cups. And you say, that'd be a great idea. I don't want to use all these disposable cups because I'm thinking about, these disposable cups, and I'll just go back to a more mainstream voice. Now, these disposable cups are containing what? They're made out of plastic. And the media doesn't emphasize the fact that plastic's made out of a petrochemical product. And the manufacture of it involves the creation of, again, more carcinogens, more heat-trapping greenhouse gases, as well as neurotoxins, endocrine disruptors, which actually disrupt the very sex characteristics of living animals. None of that's factored into the cost of that disposable plastic cup. So now if that was factored into that cup, how much would that cup actually cost? Would it now be cheaper to hire someone to wash the dishes? Well, now let's add on, what about the cost involved in the digging up of that petroleum or that oil out of the ground to then process it into plastic? Well, what happens at those processing facilities? What happens at the mining and the drilling? The groundwater contamination at that point. So now what is that cheap disposable plastic cup that seems cheaper than hiring the dishwasher? What does it really cost? Well, now let's add on the fact that garbage service is generally also pushed onto the public. So now picking up our disposable plastic cups from our restaurant, again, is subsidized by the public generally. Well, what if we add in the other forms of subsidies besides market externalities? Now we could look at is that plastic cup manufacturer getting tax breaks and abatements to open their factory? Are they getting grants from the government? Well, and it won't stop there. Industry groups will then form associations or donate to different, what I'll call propaganda, to sort of make people not aware of the harms involved in these products. So, however you look at it, there's really maybe two main ways people are going to come at they can solve this problem. Either you correct the market by making the product cost what it actually costs, and in which case hiring that dishwasher would seem cheaper than using the disposable cup, or you give some type of subsidy so people can afford to hire the dishwasher. But either way, and don't just limit this to the dishwasher example or the lawn pesticide example. Use your imagination. This applies to everything. But either way you look at it, you need to keep that in mind when you are arguing for what environmental cause you want to argue for. And it will make it much easier now to push for your goal of making this a less polluted, healthier environment for people and other life forms to live in. Well, hey, until next time, I hope you found this talk on market externalities really super helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and please click that notification bell so you know when I'm putting up a new video. Please comment, please like, please share. And until next time, peace be with you.